Hello,
Hi, how are you?
I am very well. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I am doing well, thank you.
Pleased to meet you. My name is Richard.
Hi, Richard. My name is Stephanie. It's nice to meet you.
That's amazing. Where are you from?
I am from the United States, from Arizona.
Oh, Arizona. I'm from Brazil. I
Okay.
live in a city called Guarujá. Have you ever heard about this city?
No, I haven't. Is it in the northern part or the southern part of Brazil?
It's in the southern area of the country.
Okay. So is it a little cooler there?
Yes, yes, it is. It-
Okay. Well, that's nice.
so, how long have you been teaching English on Cambly?
Well, I've been teaching English for a little longer, but only on Cambly for about 2 weeks. So
Oh, oh,
I'm
that's
new.
amazing. Yeah, you're new here.
Yeah. And how long have you been on Cambly?
No, I have been on Cambly, I think, for 3 months, and I could improve my English a lot. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I think you're speaking very well. So, did you learn a lot of your English in school and now you're just practicing, or how
You
did you
know,
learn most?
last year I was studying in a private English school in Brazil, but
Okay.
this year I decided to take classes only on Cambly to have conversation and to improve my vocabulary
Yeah.
because to study in a private school in Brazil is really expensive. So
Yeah.
I I I can't pay Cambly and pay private school, so I choose Cambly to
Oh,
take classes with native speakers. I think that's the best way to improve it.
it really is. Just talking with someone who is native, it makes a huge difference. It really does. So, I'm
Yeah,
glad you chose Cambly. Very
yeah,
cool.
that's amazing. I have. Go ahead, please.
Oh, no, go ahead. What were we going to say?
Okay, I have a game called Questions in English,
Okay.
and there are all kinds of questions here, and it's amazing to talk about a lot of things and to have a lot of subjects. Can we play
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Go for it. Let's do
Okay,
this.
okay. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question and we both answer them, okay?
Okay.
Okay. The first question is, can you live without the internet?
Okay, are you gonna answer first? You can go
Yeah,
first.
you can go first.
Okay, internet.
Yes.
That's like one I have to think about because I have to think about what do I use the internet for?
Yeah.
And pretty much I use the internet, like most people for like Facebook or, Instagram, but I also look up random stuff all the time. So, I think I would do okay. I like the idea of being a little more separated from the world. So I think it would be hard in the beginning, but then I would like it. So yeah, I think I could live without the internet.
Oh, in my opinion, I think I couldn't live without internet because
Yeah.
we have a lot of technologies and nowadays, so we have to communicate to a lot of people. For example, we are talking through the internet.
Yeah, right now we're using the internet.
Exactly, exactly. So if we don't have internet, I couldn't speak with you in English. So that's amazing.
Yes, that is very true. And that would stink. Yeah. No, there's definitely things I love about the internet. And there's some things that I'm like, maybe it'd be okay without. But yeah, I'm definitely used to using the internet.
Exactly. Do you use a lot of social medias?
Not too much. I have like a Facebook and an Instagram. And even those I don't use very often. So I try not to.
Ah, that's amazing. Me too. I don't like to use a lot of social media. I don't have Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can to communicate to a lot of friends, and that's the thing. Uh,
Yeah, that's basically why I have Instagram and Facebook is just to connect with people that I haven't seen in a long time. Other than that, I don't really use it. So
I see. Before our next question, I'd like to know about your city. Tell me a little bit, where you live, please.
where I live?
Yes.
About Arizona? Okay. So Arizona, I don't know. Lots of people seem to know where California is.
Yes.
So I'm right next door to California is Arizona. And it's mostly a desert climate. So it's very hot. Like right now it's getting really, really hot outside. And it's to the point where if you walk outside barefoot on the sidewalk, you'll burn your feet and you'll get blisters. So
for real?
it gets really hot. Like I can bake cookies in my car. It gets so hot.
Oh my God.
So yeah, but I get used to it. We like to swim a lot. So, but there's lots of cactus where I live. So the saguaro cactus. But as you go a little bit more north in Arizona, then you get the pine trees and lakes, and it's a little more green, so it's pretty. But yeah, so and we also have the Grand Canyon.
Oh,
have you heard of the Grand Canyon?
Yes, I have heard about it before.
Yeah, that's in Arizona.
Oh, that's amazing.
So,
I watch a lot of videos on Netflix about Arizona, I think. It's a famous place in the United States, right?
Yeah, the Grand Canyon. Yeah, it is. It's one of the, I think, is there seven wonders of the world? I think it's one of them. So yeah, it's a big deal, but it's really gorgeous. I've been able to hike it. We went from one side to the other of the Grand Canyon, and it's really cool.
Oh,
so yeah,
nice.
Can you tell me about a little bit about Brazil?
Yes,
or where you're from?
As I told you, I live in the city called Guarujá, and it's a city in the state of São Paulo. I think, have you ever heard about São Paulo?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, São Paulo is the biggest city and the most famous city in Brazil, the most city state in Brazil. And Guarujá is a beautiful place to live. There are all kinds of beaches here.
Lucky.
Yes, for example, we have 27 beaches here. So if you like,
holy cow.
Yes, if you like to spend time going to the beach and swimming and stuff like that, that's amazing. That's the place.
Yeah, sounds like. Is the water warm?
Yes, the weather here is amazing. For example, as you can see how I'm dressed, it's very, very hot today. So if you like to go to the beach, that's amazing. But
go
ahead.
Is the water, like at the beach, is it very cold water or is it pretty warm?
No, the water is pretty warm.
Oh, okay.
So
that's better. See, the water in California, it's always freezing. It's very cold all the time. So it's not as fun because you're freezing.
Is California in Los Angeles? It's different. They are different places.
Oh yeah, no. Los Angeles is a city in California.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, keep going. A little bit more about it.
Okay. Let's for our next question. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see. What do you like to do in your free days?
What do I like to do in my free days? Am I starting again? Am I first?
Okay.
Okay. I was like, just to make sure. Well, for my job, like what I do is I stay at home with my kids. So I really don't have a day off. Every day I do the same thing. I'm with my kids, but which I love. It's my favorite job to have. But I like to take them to go places. But when I'm by myself, what I like to do without the kids, I would probably like to go to the beach, and I like to swim, and I like to play different sports, and be outside and go hiking and do things like that.
That's nice.
And you?
Right now, I study in college, so I don't have a lot of free time.
Yeah.
And for example, my life is I work, I study in college, and I study on Cambly. So I have a very, very busy life. But
yeah, well,
go ahead, please.
Oh no, I was wondering, what are you studying in college?
I'm studying electrical engineering.
Okay,
So
very cool.
it's very, very challenging, you know?
Yes, it sounds like it.
Exactly. And I am in the last year, for example, by December, God willing, I will finish it.
Oh,
That's right. I'm
congratulations.
so excited because next year I'll have more time to do what I like to do, you know?
Yeah, which is what? What is it you like to
Okay.
do?
When I have time, I like to hang out with my friends, you know? I love playing soccer and I
Uh-huh.
love working out. So, but right now I stopped. I stopped working out because I have to study a lot for my exams in college.
Yeah.
And what else? And I love English. You know,
Mhm.
it's kind of a hobby to study English because I love it. You know,
Yeah.
every single day I like to read a book or to watch videos on YouTube in English or to watch interview TV shows and stuff like that because I want to be I want to be able to go to the United States next year and to have a
Okay.
great experience speaking in English. So that's what
Yeah.
I want.
Well, you sound so good. I'm very impressed with your English. That's awesome.
Oh,
You would come here and you would do really great.
oh,
You're understanding and speaking very well.
oh, thank
It's
you.
good.
You know, before Cambly, for example, I have been studying English for 2 years. Yes, 2 years. And
Mhm.
in the beginning, it was very, very difficult understanding native speakers.
Yeah.
But
Everybody has an accent too, so it makes it harder.
exactly. But I can't tell you don't have any accent.
I don't have any.
Yes. For example, a lot of teachers on campus told me that people from, for example, New York has an accent, and people from Los Angeles has another accent. You know? But I can't tell it.
Yeah, well, that's funny that they say that because I feel like, yeah, there's a few states that do have an accent. Like New York, some of them might have a little bit of an accent, but from LA or California, I don't think anybody has an accent. Like, no, that's kind of the other side. Maybe Texas has a little bit of an accent. They're kind of cowboy sounding, but otherwise, yeah, I think more like the British accent or Australian, they have really strong accents.
Yes,
But Americans, it's not as, I don't know, it's different.
yes, and I'm used to speaking with the native speakers from the United States because once I talked to teachers from Australia, London, and I had a lot of difficulty understanding them. It was so difficult,
Yeah.
but because I normally watch movies from the United States, so because of this, I'm used to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's funny is my husband, who is obviously a native speaker, he can't understand people who have a British accent. So
Really?
when he hears them talk, he's like, what are they saying? He has to ask me because he has no idea. So don't worry. That's like kind of a normal thing. It is hard.
Do you have another job besides teaching on Cambly?
No, like I said, I right now I stay at home with my kids, but before I stayed at home, like before I had kids, I worked at an elementary school and I taught kids reading and many of them only spoke Spanish. So I was able to teach them a little bit of English along with their reading. And so, yeah, I've always kind of been around kids.
Oh, that's amazing. And you know, when I started learning English, I noticed that, oh my gosh, I love learning English and I'd like to be able to teach English
Mhm.
after when I study in the United States, when I have more experience, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you should do it. And you're doing really well. And you know what? I actually had a friend, but he was from Colombia. But he did the same thing. He just fell in love with English and he practiced and practiced and practiced. And now that's what he does is he teaches English and he does a really good job. So
Oh, that
yeah, I could totally see you doing that too.
Exactly. You know, do you have a lot of Brazilian students?
Actually, I've only met about 3 of them. So most of my students have been from Saudi Arabia.
How's it like to
So
teach people
definitely,
from Saudi Arabia?
it's different. It's different. There are a lot of them, the ones that are very serious about learning English, they usually speak pretty well. But the accents are different. So I have to kind of adjust and listen a little bit harder. But no, it's interesting, and to learn about their culture and all the different kind of things. It's cool.
Yeah, that's nice. You know, I have a friend who lives in Pennsylvania. So, the next year I'd like to stay with him in his house. It will be very good for me because he knows a lot of places to visit, and
Yeah.
it will be a good experience.
Yeah, that would be. And I've never been to Pennsylvania, but there's a lot of history there and really cool things.
Yes, I don't know.
That'd be really cool for you.
I don't know a lot about there, but I'm gonna learn it.
Yeah, just go and you'll learn it all there. It's okay.
Exactly. Have you already been in another countries?
Yeah, I actually lived for a year and a half in Chile.
Where?
In Chile?
Chile. I've never heard about this.
Chile.
Chile. Ah,
Chile.
Chile. Ah, Chile. Okay.
I was like,
I got it.
Chile. Yeah, I lived there for a year and a half, and it was really a really cool experience. I loved it there.
Oh, that's nice. So, do you know how to speak Spanish?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'm not going to say that I'm perfectly fluent, but I can speak Spanish. I can understand it well enough. So, yeah, and I want to get better at that too.
oh, that's nice. So, what did you do there?
I was actually there on a mission for my church.
Are
I got to go and.
Are you Christian?
Yes.
I see.
So, yeah, so I got to go and I got to live with all of them and get to talk to people all day. So that definitely helped me learn the language.
Oh, how was it like in the beginning? Did you have trouble or understanding people from there?
Yes, it was extremely frustrating because, well, Chile is notorious for having a very kind of messy Spanish, I guess, is what people have said, that they speak very, they have a lot of their own phrases and words, and, you know, they say po after everything. So when I first got there, I had very little Spanish. Like, I knew how to say like hello, and I could read a little bit, but that was it. So for the first couple months, it was just like, I just sat there like, I don't know. and I just tried really hard to say what I did know, and people were always looking at me like, what are you saying? But, you know, after a couple months, I definitely I started to understand. So maybe I couldn't speak yet, but I could understand. And that was frustrating too, because they're all talking to me and I can't answer them. But but then I finally was able to start actually talking, and that's when I got more comfortable, and yeah, I got a lot better from there. But you going to the United States with how you are now, you're not going to have any of that. You're going to be able to jump right in, and you'll feel good. Don't worry.
Because I'm working hard on my English because I work.
Yeah.
You know, I am a little bit shy. So, yes, in the beginning, when I started studying on Cambly, I was, oh my gosh, what I'm going to say.
Yeah, you're like, oh no, I feel the same. Yeah, definitely. But it's just a little practice, and then you're like, okay, it's okay.
And that's the thing when someone is speaking English. For example, in the beginning, we are so afraid to speak with another speaker. So now I'm feeling more confident.
Yeah, no, you should. You're sounding very good. Don't worry about it.
Thank you. You know, I haven't been abroad, you know, but it will be my first time, my first experience. Yes, it will. So
wait, you've never left
No,
Brazil?
I haven't.
Oh,
And
okay. Well, that'll be
yes,
exciting.
but before I go to the United States, I'd like to travel to places here in Brazil, to know about traveling, because I don't travel a lot. I
Yeah.
went to Rio de Janeiro once. Have you ever heard about Rio de Janeiro? Yes, I went there once,
Yes,
and it
yeah.
was a good experience. I could meet a lot of people there. It was amazing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then Brazil is so big. So you have plenty of places to
Exactly,
go.
but to travel here in Brazil is really, really expensive, you know. So,
Okay.
for example, it's compared to go to another country. For example, if I go to the northern area of Brazil, it's the same. It's as expensive as go to the United States or Europe.
What?
Exactly.
Why?
It
Why? That
Yeah,
doesn't make
that
sense.
doesn't make any sense, because I don't know why. For example, for me, I am from Brazil, so I prefer to go to another country. I prefer to spend my money in another country. You know, it doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense. But oh my gosh, what do you know? What do you know about Brazil?
Huh.
I like to.
What do I
Yes,
know
I like
about
to ask that
Brazil?
questions for everyone.
Um, this is gonna sound funny. Well, actually, wait. I did meet one Brazilian while I was in Chile, and I thought it was very interesting because when she spoke Spanish, she sounded like she had an American accent when she spoke
Really?
Spanish. It was super weird. Like I was super confused. And then she was lighter skinned and she had brown hair, so she looked American. And then when she spoke Spanish, it sounded like an American speaking Spanish. So then when I went to go talk to her in English, she just stared at me like she didn't understand English. And I was so confused. I was like, she's American. Why can't she understand me? And then they're like, oh no, she's from Brazil. I was like, oh, no way. So that was like my first experience with someone from Brazil. And I thought that was very interesting. Have you heard that before? That when you guys speak in Spanish, that it has a different accent?
No, I never
Like,
heard about it before. For example, I thought, for example, who speaks Spanish, it's kind of the same. I don't know.
yeah, that's why I was so like caught off guard. I was like, why do you sound American? Anyway, maybe it was just her. I don't know. Maybe she was just special that way. But let me see. Like for Brazil, I have just heard about all the amazing beaches, and that who was it that told me? Somebody was just like, all the women in Brazil are just gorgeous. And like, so everybody said everybody from Brazil is just so amazing and looks so good all the time. I'm like, well, I should not go there. That's okay. I'll feel weird. So yeah, but I always think of like really bright colors and lots of jungles when I think of Brazil and stuff like
Um,
that. So I don't know if that's
yeah,
even
it
right,
is.
but
I think we Brazilians are very, very happy. Besides a lot of problems
yeah.
we have, we are very, very friendly,
Uh-huh.
and we love going to parties. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. What is that big party called? There's like the
Yes,
huge
for
party
example,
that
in
you guys do.
February we have Carnival. It's the biggest. Yes,
That's
it's
what
the
it
biggest
was.
day.
Yeah.
It's the
That's what I
biggest
think of.
party in Brazil.